What is going on, Bucs fans? Evan Wanish here, back at you with another video talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And today we're going to be discussing the Buccaneers run game, more specifically discussing Rachaad White. Now, the Buccaneers did just drop their first game of the season in a 25-11 loss to the Philadelphia Eagles in week 3. Their record is now 2-1, and I think a lot of people are frustrated because you saw a lot of the flaws. I think that a lot of people were kind of worried about the Buccaneers heading into the season. The offensive line, the trench play, the cornerback depth, the lack of a run game. I think there were some people that wanted the Bucs to trade for Jonathan Taylor, wanted to be able to trade for Cam Akers, wanted to try and shore up that running back room. And today we're going to be talking about Rachaad White and just the Buccaneers run offense in general and how they've been doing because quite frankly, it hasn't been good. Like it simply has not been good. So against the Eagles, Rachaad White had 14 carries, 38 yards, 2.7 yards average. His long was 12 yards, and just simply not good enough. Now, to be completely fair, the Eagles did come into this game with the number one rush defense in the NFL. They are a fantastic run defense, and the Bucs offensive line still trying to figure things out. Like I get it. To be completely fair there, it's not like he was going up against some, team that was struggling to stop the run. He was going up against one of the best, if not the best in the entire NFL. So it is tough. That being said, 2.7 yards is not going to cut it. Sean Tucker only had 2 carries for 1 yard. So we're not really going to talk about Sean Tucker as much as it's going to be more about Rachaad White. So far on the season, though, Rachaad White is 48 carries, 151 yards, averaging 3.1 yards per carry. Again, just not really good enough. You want that to be probably, I would say, above 3.6 or so, probably anywhere above that. I just think it's putting the Buccaneers offense in bad situations, and some of it's play calling, and we'll have another video on that coming out later this week. But I do think that Rachaad White isn't doing himself any favors. Now, a lot of people will compare him to Le'Veon Bell, not necessarily talent-wise, but in the terms of his patience and his vision, right? He's a patient runner. I think sometimes, though, he can be too patient. And I think in the NFL, these holes close up quick. And when you see a hole, you got to hit it. And I just don't think I don't think that Rachaad White has done that as well as he could have through the first 3 games. It is just 3 games. It's still early, a long season ahead, a lot of games ahead. But right now, it's just not good enough. He's averaging, 2.3 yards a carry against Minnesota, 4.3 against the Bears, and a touchdown. Not too bad. 17 carries, 73 yards against Chicago. And then, like I said, 2.7 against Philadelphia. So hasn't been good enough though. And for the Buccaneers to be a starting running back, you got to be better than that. And I think the Buccaneers were hoping for more, and I still think they could get more. I don't think it's like means that Rachaad White's done. I don't think they're going to be looking to replace him right. I think they're going to give him the whole season. Like I think they really want to see what they have in Rachaad White. It's just right now it's kind of tough sledding. And last year he averaged 3.7 yards a carry. And that's for the full season. Now averaging just 3.1. The Buccaneers' run offense in general has not been good, averaging 2.8 yards a carry. That's terrible. It is not good enough. And what that does when you're averaging that little on the ground, especially against a team like Philadelphia, when you're averaging that much little on the ground, it sets up second and long, which could set up third and long. And some, like I said, some of that's play calling, some situational stuff of when to run, when not to. Some of that is play calling. However, a lot of it is execution, and it's the offensive line and it's the running backs. I'm not going to pin this all on Rachaad White. I'm not going to say it's completely his fault because there's a lot of factors that go into it. But simply put, it's not good enough, and it's putting the offense in some pretty bad situations that causes them to have to be on in 3rd and 8 and 3rd and 9 because they lose on first down. So you're basically giving up on first down. There was a few plays where the Buccaneers lost a yard on first down, and all of a sudden it was 2nd and 11. You throw in a completion, then it's 3rd and 11. So you can't get ahead like that, especially against the good teams. Against a team like the Bears, we saw it last week. Like the Bucs, I don't think the Bucs run game against the Bears was fantastic, but it got the job done. I think against a team like the Bears, you can do that against good teams, really good teams like the Eagles, it's just not going to work. So the Buccaneers run game has to be better. I do think it's a work in progress. An historically bad run game last year, but right now the numbers for this year are even worse. So it's really something that needs to be fixed, especially if guy Baker Mayfield's going to have more success. You don't want him throwing the ball 40, 45 times a game. That's not a successful game plan to attack defenses. It's just not. So the Bucs run game has to be better. Rachaad White himself has to be better. I think they all know that. I mean, everybody in that room knows that. And I do think it will be better because it can't get much worse, honestly. And like I said, it is a long season, not giving up on Rachaad White at all, but he needs to prove himself, or else I think the Buccaneers could be looking for a running back in the offseason. Like, I think that's just the honest truth, and hopefully he can. I think he has the ability, but right now he's just not really getting the job done. And the Buccaneers run game as a whole is not getting the job done, and thus you're putting your offense into some terrible situations. And against the good teams, you're not going to get much. And we saw that on Monday night. So let me know what you guys think about the Buccaneers run game. Do you still like Rachaad White? Do you want to see Sean Tucker maybe get a few more carries? Do you think they should add a running back? I know that Cam Akers was traded, Kareem Hunt got signed. There's still a few free agent running backs out there. I know there's going to be someone that say, "Oh, trade for Jonathan Taylor." I don't think that's in the cards. But I want to see what you guys think about the Buccaneers running back situation. Do you still believe in Rachaad White? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And go Bucs.